Alex was just a maintenance worker on the giant alien space station. He was not a soldier, not a leader, and definitely not a captain. Every day he walked the long silver halls with his tool belt, fixing broken pipes and dead lights. He lived a simple life, one shift after another, but that night was different. The station was quiet, too quiet. Most warriors had gone off to celebrate a victory, and only the hum of engines echoed through the corridors. Alex's shift had ended long ago, yet he stayed behind to finish one last repair. He was tired, his hands dirty, and his eyes half closed from lack of sleep. When he finished, he took a wrong turn. His boots echoed in an empty passage he had never walked before. Strange glowing symbols lined the walls, and the air felt colder. He thought it was just another maintenance route, until he saw a huge door slide open in front of him. Curious, Alex stepped inside. The room was massive, filled with humming consoles and glowing panels. In the center stood a black chair with bright silver edges. It pulsed with light, as if alive. He took a step closer, and suddenly the floor shifted. Alarms flashed red, and the whole room began to shake. Alex stumbled back, but it was too late. The door slammed shut. Metal clamps locked in place. A voice echoed in a language he did not know, then changed into broken human speech. Captain recognized, launch sequence engaged. His heart froze. Captain, he whispered. The floor rumbled harder. Outside the walls, engines roared. A giant screen showed stars spinning. The entire space station seemed to vanish behind him. He realized the truth with horror. He was not in a room. He was inside a starship. The ship jumped forward, light stretching across the view screen. Alex fell into the glowing chair as the ship entered hyperspace. His breath came fast. He had no idea how to stop it. Then heavy footsteps thundered behind him. He spun around. His eyes widened. A group of alien warriors stormed in. They were tall, armored, and armed with curved blades that shimmered like fire. Their eyes glowed faintly, filled with suspicion and anger. One warrior shouted something sharp, raising his weapon. Alex raised his hands, shaking. "Wait, I don't belong here," he cried. "This is a mistake." But then it happened. The warriors froze. Their eyes flicked from him to the chair, and then back to him. Slowly, one by one, they lowered their weapons. The leader, a towering alien with dark scales and burning red eyes, took a knee. "Captain," the warrior said in a deep voice. The others knelt as well, their heads bowed. Alex's heart pounded louder than the engines. He could not move. He could not speak. He was just a human maintenance worker. Yet now, by accident, he had become the captain of an alien warship, and the warriors had chosen him. The alien warriors knelt in silence, their heavy armor clinking softly as the ship drifted through hyperspace. Alex sat frozen in the glowing chair, his hands gripping the edges so tightly that his knuckles turned white. He wanted to tell them it was all a mistake, that he was not their captain, but his voice was stuck in his throat. Finally, the leader rose. His tall figure cast a long shadow across the control deck. His scales shimmered under the dim blue lights, and his eyes burned like red embers. He spoke slowly, his words heavy with meaning. "The ship chose you, human," he said. "You are our captain now." Alex shook his head. "No, you don't understand," he said. "I fix pipes. I repair wires. I'm not a leader. I don't even know how to fly this thing." The warriors exchanged uneasy glances. Some whispered to each other in their own language, their sharp voices full of doubt. One warrior, younger but fierce, stepped forward. His armor was scratched from many battles, and his blade gleamed as he slammed it against his chest. "This human cannot lead us," he growled. "The stars do not bend for janitors." The others rumbled in agreement. Alex's heart sank. He knew they were right. He didn't belong here. But then, the ship groaned. A warning light flared across the main screen. Symbols flashed in alien language. The younger warrior sneered. "See, the ship already rejects him." Alex's eyes darted across the screen. He didn't know the language, but he recognized the blinking patterns. They looked like system errors. He had seen something similar during repairs. He jumped out of the chair and hurried to the panel. His hands moved on instinct, pulling wires, flipping switches, tightening loose nodes. Sparks flew and smoke curled into the air. The warriors shouted, some reaching for their weapons, but the leader raised his hand to stop them. His glowing eyes stayed fixed on Alex. The ship shuddered, then steadied. The warning lights faded. The hum of the engines returned to normal. Alex exhaled slowly, his hands trembling. "There," he said, wiping sweat from his brow. "It was overheating. I fixed it." For a moment, there was silence. Then the warriors murmured among themselves. Their voices sounded different this time, less harsh, more cautious. The young warrior still scowled, but he did not speak again. The leader stepped closer, towering over Alex, his red eyes locked onto the human. "You acted without fear," the leader said. "You saved the ship. That is what a captain does." Alex wanted to argue, to tell them it had only been luck. But deep inside, something stirred. Maybe for the first time in his life, he felt like more than just a worker. The leader raised his blade high and slammed it into the ground with a metallic clang. The sound echoed through the chamber. The ship chose you, and now you have proven yourself, he declared. Until the stars burn out, you are our captain. The warriors struck their fists to their chests. Their voices boomed together. Captain! Alex swallowed hard. His legs shook, his heart thundered. He had no idea how long this lie could last. But one thing was clear, he was no longer just a maintenance worker. He was standing at the start of something far greater, something dangerous, and the galaxy was about to test him. The ship sailed silently through hyperspace, but the air inside the command deck was heavy. The alien warriors stood at their stations, watching Alex with sharp eyes. Some looked at him with respect, others with suspicion. The leader stayed quiet, his glowing eyes never leaving Alex. Alex sat stiffly in the captain's chair. His heart still raced. He wanted to wake up from this nightmare. He wanted to go back to fixing pipes and broken lights, but now every move he made was watched by warriors who believed he was chosen. Suddenly, alarms wailed. Red symbols flashed across the giant screen. The ship jolted as if hit by an unseen fist. Alex gripped the chair tightly. "What was that?" he shouted. An alien warrior hissed, "Raiders, Captain. They stalk the lanes of hyperspace." The screen lit up with enemy ships, dark and sharp like blades. They moved fast, firing bursts of energy that shook the hull. Sparks rained from the ceiling. Warriors rushed to their battle posts. The younger warrior, the one who had doubted Alex before, smirked cruelly. "Now we see the truth. This human will kill us all." Alex's chest tightened. He had no training, no knowledge of alien battle tactics. But then he saw the panels flashing error codes again. Systems were straining, overheating under enemy fire. This was something he understood, not as a captain, but as a mechanic. "Divert power from the secondary vents to the shields," Alex shouted. His voice cracked but carried across the deck. The warriors froze for a moment, then looked to the leader. The leader gave a slow nod. The warriors obeyed. Energy shifted, and the shields flared brighter, blocking the next barrage. The raiders circled, firing again. Alex's mind raced. He thought like a worker fixing broken machines, not like a commander. "Cut engine flow on the port side. Let it sputter. Make them think we are crippled. The war up." Iors hesitated but followed his orders. The ship drifted, sparks flying out the side like a wounded beast. The raiders moved in closer, greedy and reckless. "Now, full power to the engines," Alex yelled. Sweat dripped from his forehead. His heart pounded. The ship roared alive, surging forward with violent speed. It rammed through the center of the raider formation. Enemy ships scattered, two collided and burst into fire. The command deck shook with cheers. Alien voices rose in victory. Alex slumped back in the chair, his breath ragged. He couldn't believe it had worked. He had improvised, gambled everything, and survived. The young warrior's smirk was gone, replaced with wide eyes. His mouth tightened, but he said nothing. The leader stepped forward, his massive hand resting on Alex's shoulder. "You faced the storm and did not break," he said, his deep voice carrying weight. "You led us to victory, Captain." Alex swallowed. His hand still trembled. He wanted to tell them the truth, that he was just guessing, just surviving. But when he looked into their eyes, he saw something he had never seen before: trust. For the first time in his life, warriors looked at him not as a worker, not as a burden, but as a leader. And though fear still filled his chest, a small fire of pride burned inside him. The battle was over. But Alex knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy would not give him time to rest. Danger was already waiting beyond the stars. The battle was over, but the silence afterward was even heavier. The alien warriors returned to their stations, their armor scarred, their faces still burning with the memory of the fight. Alex sat in the captain's chair, breathing slowly. His hands ached from gripping the controls. He had survived, but survival felt like only the first test. The ship hummed with strange energy. It felt alive beneath his boots, as if every pulse of the engines carried a heartbeat. Alex could not shake the feeling that the vessel was watching him, testing him, guiding him. The leader of the warriors stepped closer. His voice was steady but curious. "Captain, you must see something." He gestured, and the warriors led Alex down a long corridor. The walls glowed faintly with silver patterns that shifted like rivers of light. At the end stood a sealed door, unlike the others. When Alex approached, the door opened by itself. The warriors exchanged uneasy glances, whispering in their tongue. Inside was a chamber unlike anything Alex had ever seen. The air was colder, the light softer. In the center stood a tall crystal, glowing with blue fire. It pulsed when he entered, sending ripples of light across the walls. An artificial voice filled the room, clear and steady. "Captain identified. Alex Morgan, human origin. You are recognized by the Corps." Alex froze. "The core?" he whispered. The crystal shimmered. A figure appeared in the light, not real, but a projection. It looked like no alien he had seen. Its form shifted between human and alien shapes, as if trying to please them both. "I am the ship's AI," the voice said, "built by the first makers. My purpose is to serve the chosen captain. Only one with both courage and compassion may be recognized." The warriors bowed their heads, whispering prayers. Alex's heart pounded. He wanted to tell them this was wrong, that he had no courage, no wisdom. But the crystal glowed brighter when his hand brushed against it. "You fixed what others could not," the AI said. "You protected life when others would destroy it. That is why you were chosen." The young warrior, who had doubted Alex before, stepped forward, his face twisted in anger. "This is false. He is only a human worker. He is not worthy of command." The AI's light flared. "Worth is proven in action, not in birth," it declared. The chamber shook as if the ship itself agreed. The warriors shifted uneasily. Some nodded, others frowned. The leader remained silent, his eyes on Alex. Alex felt trapped between belief and doubt. He wanted to walk away, to tell them he was not their answer. But deep inside, the memory of the battle burned. He had acted, he had saved them. The young warrior hissed and slammed his blade into the ground. "I will not follow him," he snarled, "no matter what this ship says." The tension snapped like a wire pulled too tight. Warriors turned their heads sharply, waiting. The leader's hand moved to his own weapon, but he did not draw it. He was waiting for Alex. For the first time, Alex realized the truth. Every choice he made mattered. The ship believed in him, some of the warriors believed in him, but one act of weakness could shatter it all. Alex raised his head, his voice trembling but firm. "Then you don't have to follow me," he said. "But if you want this ship to survive, if you want your brothers to live, then you will stand beside me." The chamber was silent, only the hum of the core filling the air. The young warrior's blade trembled, his eyes narrowed, but he did not strike. The trial of command was not over, but Alex had taken another step forward, and the ship's secrets had only begun to reveal themselves. The chamber of the core was silent long after Alex spoke. The warriors stared at him, their glowing eyes sharp with questions. Some looked shaken, others doubtful, but none dared move. The young warrior who had challenged him pressed his lips tight, his blade still buried in the floor. Alex's heart hammered in his chest. He had never spoken with such weight before. The ship's AI glowed softly, as if approving his words. The leader finally broke the silence, his deep voice rumbling. "The ship has chosen, and now the captain has spoken. Let there be no more doubt." But doubt did not die easily. That night, as the ship drifted through the endless dark, Alex found no rest. He wandered the halls, hearing whispers behind metal doors, warriors speaking in low tones, voices laced with anger. He knew not all of them would accept him. He could feel the tension like a blade pressed against his neck. The next day, the betrayal came. Alex was studying the ship's systems when the lights flickered. The hum of the engines faltered. He frowned, checking the panels, but the readings made no sense. Then came the sound of boots, heavy and fast. He turned, and the young warrior stood in the doorway, flanked by 3 others. Their weapons were drawn, blades glowing with firelight. The young warrior's voice was low and cold. "The crew cannot follow a weak captain. Tonight your reign ends." Alex's mouth went dry. He stepped back, hands raised. "Listen, I never asked for this. I don't want power. I just want to survive like you." But his words only fueled their fury. The young warrior lunged forward, his blade slicing the air. Alex stumbled, the edge missing his face by inches. Sparks flew as the weapon struck the panel behind him. Before Alex could move again, the door slammed open. The leader stormed in with 2 loyal warriors. His red eyes burned as he blocked the strike with his own blade. The sound rang like thunder. Metal clashed, sparks showered. "Enough!" the leader roared. "You would kill your captain? You would betray the ship itself?" The young warrior snarled. "He is no captain. He is a fraud. He is human. We are warriors, and I will not kneel to weakness." The fight erupted, steel against steel. Warriors clashed in the narrow room. Alex ducked, his heart racing. He felt helpless, useless, just watching as blades cut the air around him. But then he saw something. The panels beside him sparked again. The ship's systems were overloading from the fight, energy coils overheating. If they struck the wrong place, the entire section could explode. "Stop!" Alex shouted. His voice cracked, but it carried. "You'll tear the ship apart." No one listened. Rage drowned reason. Desperate, Alex threw himself toward the sparking wires. His hands moved fast, ripping the coils apart before they blew. His arms burned, his skin stung with pain. But the lights steadied. The danger passed. The warriors froze, their weapons lowered. For a long moment, all that could be heard was Alex's ragged breathing. His palms were scorched, his shirt smeared with ash. The leader turned slowly, his gaze cutting into the traitors. "You see?" he thundered. "Even in the fire, he thinks not of himself but of the ship. That is why he is captain. That is why we follow him." The young warrior's blade trembled. His eyes narrowed, but he said nothing. At last, he dropped his weapon with a clang, his chest heaving. He would not kneel, not yet, but he had been broken. Alex stood shaking, his arms aching from the burns. He wanted to collapse, but the warriors were still watching, still waiting, and for the first time he raised his voice not in fear, but in command. "This ship lives because we stand together," he said. "Betrayal will kill us faster than any enemy. You want to survive? Then fight beside me, not against me." The leader nodded slowly. A heavy silence filled the room, but Alex knew the truth. The betrayal had not ended, it had only been delayed. The stars outside the viewport stretched like rivers of light, endless and cold. Alex stood on the bridge, his hands gripping the console, his mind racing. The betrayal of the young warrior still echoed in his ears, but now he had bigger worries. The sensors beeped urgently, alien ships approaching fast, silent and deadly. The leader appeared beside him, his presence calm but tense. "Captain, these are the Vorak Raiders, a fleet that strikes without warning. They will not hesitate to destroy the weak." Alex swallowed hard. He had no experience, no training, yet here he was, leading warriors stronger than he could imagine. "How many?" he asked, his voice steady despite the panic. "Too many to fight head-on," the leader said. "They have us trapped in this sector. The only chance is to use the terrain of the asteroid belt." Alex nodded, scanning the stars. His eyes caught a cluster of massive rocks, shadows stretching across the void. "We can lure them into the belt," he said slowly. "They'll be forced to maneuver, and we can strike when they are disoriented." The leader studied him, then nodded. "A risky move, but it may be our only chance. Prepare the warriors, Captain. We follow your lead." The bridge hummed with activity. The alien warriors moved with precision, checking weapons, adjusting shields, their glowing markings pulsing with readiness. Alex felt a strange mix of fear and pride. He had not chosen this life, but it had chosen him. As the Vorak ships closed in, the asteroid belt came into view, jagged rocks twisting through the dark like the spines of some giant creature. Alex's heart pounded. Every decision weighed life or death. "Engage cloaking field," he ordered. "We move in shadows until they are inside the belt." The ship shuddered as the cloaking systems activated, and silence fell. The only sound the soft hum of the engines. Outside, the enemy fleet glinted like silver shards, unaware of the trap waiting ahead. Suddenly, alarms blared, a warning flashing red. One of the Vorak scouts had detected them early. "They know we are here," Alex whispered, his hands trembling. The leader's gaze sharpened. "Then we must act faster, Captain." Alex took a deep breath. "Divert power to forward thrusters. Prepare for sudden maneuvers. Warriors, ready yourselves. This will be close." The asteroid field rushed toward them, massive rocks spinning in chaotic orbits. The Vorak fleet followed blindly, their engines flaring, slicing through the dark. Alex shouted commands, his voice steady now, the fear replaced by determination. The warriors responded instantly, attacking with precision, lasers streaking across the void, sparks bouncing off asteroids. The enemy ships twisted, collided, some destroyed instantly, but one Vorak vessel broke formation, faster, smarter, heading straight for the bridge. Alex realized with a shock that it had targeted him personally. "Shields full!" he yelled, slamming panels. The vessel fired, energy tearing across the hull. The bridge shook violently, alarms screaming. Warriors were thrown off their feet, consoles sparking. Yet Alex stood, his mind clear. He had to survive. He had to lead, or all was lost. He twisted the controls, evading the blast, the ship spinning through a narrow pass. The Vorak vessel crashed into an asteroid, shattering into pieces. For a moment, silence fell, broken only by the hum of the engines. Alex looked around, warriors staring at him with awe and respect. The young traitor from before was silent, watching, his pride wounded, but his fear clear. The leader stepped forward, placing a hand on Alex's shoulder. "You are not like any human I have known, Captain. You survive where others fail. You lead where others hesitate." Alex exhaled slowly, the stars beyond too. He viewport calm again for now. But he knew the fight was not over. The Vorak would regroup, and the test of his command was far from finished. And deep inside, he realized the galaxy was larger. The leader approached, voice low and urgent. "Captain, the Vorak fleet is regrouping. They will return with reinforcements. Their main ship carries the command crystal. Destroy it, and their fleet collapses. But reaching it means passing through their firestorm." Alex nodded, swallowing hard, his mind racing. He had never faced anything like this. No training, only instinct and courage. We have one chance, and we take it together. Warriors, follow me. This ends tonight." The warriors fell into formation around him, their weapons humming, their glowing markings lighting the bridge like living stars. Alex felt a surge of strength, not just his own but theirs too, a connection he could not explain. The starship hummed beneath him, responding to his will, ready for the fight. Outside, the Vorak fleet appeared again, black and silver, engines burning, a storm of death moving through space. Alex's heart pounded, but he held firm. "Steady, keep shields at maximum, we move in pairs, flank them, use the asteroids for cover." The ship lunged forward, diving into the enemy formation, lasers streaking across the void, explosions lighting the darkness. The warriors fought with precision, their attacks synchronized stronger than Alex could have imagined. Suddenly, the main Vorak ship appeared, massive and cruel, the command crystal glowing at its core. "There it is," Alex whispered, his eyes fixed. He could see the path, narrow, deadly, but possible. "Hold formation," he shouted, twisting the controls, weaving through lasers, dodging destruction. The Vorak firestorm raged around them, asteroids exploding under enemy hits, warriors leaping into action. Alex felt the adrenaline, the fear, but it pushed him forward. A massive laser cut through the void, heading straight for the bridge. Alex slammed the console, twisting the ship, the blast missing by inches, sparks flying. Alarms blaring, the warriors shouted, launching a counterattack, missiles and energy bolts striking the Vorak hull. Alex's hands were steady now, every move calculated. "Divert all power to forward cannons, fire on my mark," he shouted, his voice carrying over the chaos. The warriors obeyed instantly, beams of light slicing through enemy shields. The command crystal glowed brighter, then shattered in a brilliant flash. The main Vorak ship trembled, its systems failing, alarms screaming, explosions consuming the hull. The remaining fleet faltered, confused, leaderless, vulnerable. Alex saw the chance. "Push forward, we finish this," he shouted. The starship surged, dodging debris, striking the enemy ships one by one, the warriors beside him unstoppable. Together, they tore through the fleet, until silence returned. The void was quiet, only the hum of Alex's ship and the warriors' breath filling the air. They had won, against impossible odds, against the strongest fleet in the sector. They had survived. The leader stepped beside Alex, placing a hand on his shoulder. "You were never meant to command, human, yet you led with courage no one else could. The galaxy will remember this day, Captain." Alex looked around, the warriors nodding, their respect evident, pride shining in their eyes. He smiled, exhausted but alive. The accidental captain, the human chosen by aliens. He had faced the impossible and won. He knew the battles were not over. The galaxy was still vast, still dangerous. But for the first time, he felt ready. Not because he was trained, but because he had something stronger: courage, trust, and the bond of warriors who believed in him. The stars stretched ahead, endless and bright. And Alex knew one thing clearly: humanity had a place among them, and he was its unlikely champion.